The college basketball experience Sweet 16 preview and picks episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is presented by WinBet. WinBet's now live in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Louisiana, Massachusetts, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Tennessee, and Virginia. From boosted same game parlays to live in-game odds, WinBet has what you need to win. Bet $100, get $100 at winbet.com or download the WinBet app and start winning today. State restrictions apply. We're also brought to you by the Sports Gambling Podcast Final Four Watch Party. Yes, me, stacking the money green, Real Money Kramer, and I'm pretty sure CJ Sullivan will be at the Ice House in Pasadena for a watch party. You will hear us talking about stuff. We're going to have a stage, everything set up. It's going to be fantastic. April 1st. This is no April Fool's joke. At 7:30 p.m. Ice House Comedy Club in Los Angeles, California. So come on out and hang out with the crew. All the info available at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/icehouse.
Hey everybody, Jim McMahon here, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes, yes, yes. Woo! Welcome. My voice is getting back to the college basketball experience. Sweet 16 preview and picks. Oh boy, I'm excited for this episode. If you're wondering just who the hell is the idiot you are listening to, well, my name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
I'm probably drinking too much and celebrating too much and not sleeping. I would have killed a normal man, but no, that's gone. The medical advice I got from that was like being hit by lightning. Pretend it never happened and get on with your life.
And you're nothing but a chameleon, lemon-headed, coward, terrorist pussy. And I'm after you, buddy. You're gonna pay for it. Good night.
The guy's like, sir, please shut up. What a great clip. David Thompson, YouTube. Everyone should have that one bookmarked. Oh man, this is a great show. I've been excited, been wanting to talk each and every Sweet 16 game for a little bit now. I am joined by my co-host. Hopefully you're watching on YouTube, youtube.com/the college experience. Give it up for former video coordinator for Bob Huggins and Frank Martin, host of the Ryan and Rush Show, host of the NFL Gambling Podcast. Give it up for Ryan McIntyre.
Sweet 16, baby. Enough of this portal and coaching changes. Let's talk some hoops.
It's football music, but fuck it. First down. Erg. Game starts with the tip. How about that? It was like an old video game. Game starts with the tip. All right, we got we got the whole crew here tonight. This is gonna be a lot of fun. Next up, host of the college baseball experience. You might see him doing some Frozen 4 posts via the interwebs, according to George W. Give it up for the guy behind the guy, Noah Bienek. How you doing, brother?
What's going on, guys? Thanks for having me on. I can't wait to talk some Sweet 16 basketball.
He goes to Vegas. He comes back. He says, I want on every fucking episode. All right. I want on every episode, and you are welcome to come on every episode, buddy. We are joined by,
I'm the show's snorkeler. That's what I am. I'm just representing the snorks. I just come around for the big March time, you know,
dude, I have the song here. I have 1,000 fucking drops. All right,
let's do it.
Here we go.
Come along with the snorks. Swim along with the snorks.
Almost spilled my drink. We also are joined by, and I'm excited. I'm excited. We got a, there's a rookie on this show, not a rookie in talking college hoops. All right. He's like that Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card we were all trying to get in 1990. If anyone remembers, or if anyone's old enough to be born in the early 80s, like myself. All right. But this guy has a wonderful YouTube page, and look, he's in the chat for us. I feel like the whole year, I feel like, and I know he knows college hoops because we've been talking in the chat for a fucking year. All right. And this guy, I feel like you could ask him who's the starting point guard on Sonoma State. They still have a D2 team, and he would probably know it. Give it up for Rob Donaldson. How you doing, Rob?
Boys, thank you for having me on. Obviously, yeah, big fan, love the show, and I can't wait to talk Sweet 16.
Exactly, man. Thank you for coming on the show, and thank you for you've been in the chat. You've been, in the trenches arguing. You were there when I got banned by Russia.
Yeah.
And you were there after I got banned by Russia, which means you're okay with us being banned by Russia. Amen, brother. Let's go. The whole chat is just rocking. It's a lot of fun here. See everyone in there. Dean, Daniel, Iveta. Shout out to Iveta. I just did a very nice thing when we all went to an SGPN dinner. Shout out to Iveta. Shout out to Darrell, Trevor. Just all the class acts are here. Let's get to the games, but I guess before we get to the games, we got to talk about Micah Shrewsbury. Whew.
Another one.
I read everything I read said Penn State's up in their basketball money. They're going to restructure with him. They're going to invest in NIL. Nope. Micah Shrewsbury says my whole team's leaving. Fuck you, Penn State. He is the next head coach at Notre Dame. Wow. Mac, make it make sense.
That was a good fit. Midwest guy. He was at Purdue with Painter before going to Penn State. He's obviously Penn State's a much harder job than Notre Dame. Got them back to the tournament for the first time in a decade. Hey, I like the fit there at Notre Dame. He's fit. He's more than proven himself.
Will Micah Shrewsbury? Can we set the odds on if he'll be at the linebacker doing shots with the Irish fans?
I don't know if he's not Mike Bray. I like Shrewsbury, but Mike Bray has a special place in my heart, especially when he beat Eat Shit Pitt on the money line on his senior night, baby. Let's go.
I knew that was near and dear to you.
Shots. How can you? That was the greatest night of my life. Maybe not that was my life, but it's pretty good this year.
Yeah. Well, watch out. Your fiance's in the next room, dude. All right.
I know. That's why I was like, you know what? Top 10.
not sure. You're not sure you're going to have a great night tonight. All right. After the show, I could just see you walking into the room. It's like greatest night of your life when Notre Dame beat Pitt, you asshole.
Hey, I tell you what, you like the bank account the next day. Eat shit, Pitt, Mike Bray, baby. Let's go.
That's true. That's a great answer. Honey, yes. I'm making money for us. So please put your feelings on ice.
Take a shot at Jameson. Let's go.
Rob, I'm curious your thoughts on Micah Shrewsbury. Do you like the hire? Are you surprised by it at all?
Absolutely love the hire. I mean, Penn State has kind of been a whatever program for quite a while now. I think the fan base excitement around it's kind of dull, but I mean, he turned that team into a second round team that was kind of fighting with Texas all the way through that thing. And obviously a lot of people are high on Texas to make a run. So yeah, I love that hire. Yeah.
Noah, you're a Big Ten guy. Noah, I mean, you're a Michigan fan, so now you won't have to sweat these Penn State games. Well, most likely, unless they go hire, depending on who they hire. But
Matt Langle from Colgate, start of that name.
That's an interesting name.
He's from
PA. They should.
Good riddance from the Big Ten because he was one of the better coaches, I feel, and he figured that shit out too. Like he won a game in the NCAA tournament, and it's because they don't rely on a big. Like all these Big Ten teams, they're playing these. Like I think they called them aircraft carriers, and it was specifically Shrewsbury that nicknamed him that. And he's like, they've got all these aircraft carriers, and that's not what wins in the NCAA tournament. We've figured that out pretty clearly here in the last 3 years from the Big Ten. They've only gotten 4 teams out of their 26 bids into the Sweet 16. He was close, but they ran into a buzzsaw in Texas. they beat the Buzzsaw in Texas A&M, which was a talented team. In Texas, they're a national title contender. I think he figured it out, and we just won't see him around in the conference long enough for it to really be proven,
Yeah. Now let me ask you this then, Noah. Is Armando Bacot one of these
aircraft carriers?
Yeah, one of these battleships.
100%. Yeah, and he's one of the better ones in the country. But
well, guess what? He's coming back. He said, "Run it back. I want more of that NIL money because I don't want to be playing pro ball in Bolivia." All right, or at least till next year. So he's back. That was pretty shocking. I kind of thought it was toxic, but I guess NIL money speaks. Maybe he'll be in another episode of Outer Banks, or perhaps some other shit they filmed down there in North Carolina. I feel like they do. Is Homeland still going? I feel like Homeland's been going for 20 fucking years. It's like, how many times can you blow up the president? All right, how many times can you blow up the president? I'm sorry, I was out after season 2 on Homeland. I was like, this show's shit. All right. But yeah, so maybe they'll blow up Armando Bacot as president of, I don't know, some third world nation. They could put him. I could see it right now. We also had other news. Soriano, Joel Soriano, the big man for St. John's. He's coming back. Rick Pitino working the magic already.
Slick Rick, baby.
I hope there's an NIL deal. Right there. I hope he's got a little cafe up the street that says, "Hey, come on. I used to be at Madison Square Garden with the Knicks." I mean, come on. This is a pretty big get, right? That he's returning.
This is going to be the college basketball version of Colorado.
Yeah.
They're going to get everybody right now.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Soriano hasn't been relevant in New York City since Alfonso Soriano for the Yankees back in the day. So yeah,
good pull.
Wait till say the Johnnies, man. They're going to be the talk of the town. And Patino's great. He goes, I coach the Knicks, right? Like, to all the reports, like, yeah, we know you coach the Knicks and the Celtics. Like he reminds people, hey, I've got 2 national championships. I just got to get to one more Final Four so I can get Calipari the hell off my resume.
I'm sorry, Fallon Iverson's cracking me up. With Caleb Love's girlfriend said she's coming back too. NIL money, let's go. Hopefully
she's on the basketball team. We hear that's the rumor. I think it was RJ Davis's girlfriend originally.
Well, I mean, do I need to remind you guys that? Let me see if I can find this in time for it to still be funny.
It's easy to see a tide turn.
All right. Sometimes you gotta, change horses midstream. All right. And that's what she decided to do. I don't know the girl. Maybe she made the right decision. What if the other guy was a piece of shit? Who knows? You know what I mean?
Change horses midstream. Is that actually a saying?
I mean, maybe
potentially. Trademark it.
Pick Dundee's been saying it for a few years, so I'm going to go ahead and say that it's a thing.
So it is. Okay.
All right. Yeah. Well, look, let's get to picking some games. But before I start picking games, I want to tell you folks out there, you find people in the chat from all over the world. We appreciate you. That we're brought to you by WinBet. Yes, WinBet is the official sportsbook of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. WinBet's now active in Massachusetts and a ton of other states. Be on the lookout for WinBet's Win Hour each Thursday from 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. During WinBet's Win Hour, marquee games of the week will have better odds on WinBet, giving you a larger payout opportunity. And you better believe March Madness is here. So many ways to win on the big dance. Sign up today to receive a special offer. Bet $100, get $100, limited to state availability. And of course, for our DGens only, if you hit the biggest long shot parlay of the week, you get $1,000 free credit. There's so much to choose from. And all you have to do is head over to winbet.com or download the WinBet app. Offer something to change terms and conditions. WinBet.com must be 21 or older. Present state where WinBet is available. If you or somebody knows a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. We're also brought to you by the SGPN Final Four. Yes. Me, Stack of the Money Greed, Ryan, Real Money, Kramer, and I think CJ Sullivan will be all there hosting a Final Four watch party at the historic Ice House Comedy Club in Pasadena, California, Saturday, April 1st at 7:30 p.m. Come on out, folks. You're going to get a live show. All right. Get all the details at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/icehouse. We're also brought to you by SGP Masters. Yes, looking to hang out with Sean and Ryan at Stadium Swim and watch the biggest golf tournament in the world. You can win a 3-night stay at Circa Las Vegas to hang out with the guys. The contest is completely free to enter. Just go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/golf party. And if you don't win the contest, you can still apply a little discount on the room using the promo code SGP15. Let's go. All right, here we go, folks. Okay, so 16 teams left. Throw out the old bracket. We're going to figure this out tonight. Yeah. Tonight we figure out. For real. We were just joking with
throw out that old bracket. I still have a lot of it left.
Yeah. Well, like, how do I zap him out? I need that. I need that ESPN shit where you're just like, you know, and
canceled.
What's the show called where you just get put on mute? Around the Horn.
Yeah.
That shit.
Yeah. So, but anyway, yeah. I mean, look, the first bracket was just, I'm just joking. Arizona Wildcats, come on. I meant Weber State, and I forgot that they weren't in it. All right. All right. Thursday, 3:30 p.m. on the West. Shout out to Dean who says UConn's winning it all. I beg to differ, but we'll see, buddy. Michigan State. -1.5. Currently, this line has bounced around like a fucking ping pong ball. It opened up with K-State favorite, then it jumped up. I saw Michigan State at 2.5. It's down to 1.5. And I think NC Nick maybe even got it at 3. So it might have got as high as 3 with Michigan State. So 1.5 currently. Mac, you're a Big 12 guy.
Yeah.
This is the hardest game, I think, on the slate for me. This is the hardest game for me. This is the one that I did a spot in Colorado this morning, and they were asking. This was the one game that they were like, "Oh, out of all the games, this is the one that we want to know your answer." And I was like, I feel like I went Kansas State, and my point is this: I think they got more guys. That's my point, and I think Jerome Tang is going to be a big time coach eventually. Like I think he already is. It's year one. You can't just say, "Oh, he's got the coaching advantage." No, you're going up against a fucking legend, so you can't say that. But I believe K-State with Markquis Nowell, you know, Desi Sills, who I feel like has been playing college basketball since fucking Alvin Robertson. You know what I mean? Like, and then you have Keontae Johnson, who I think is due for a game. I think Keontae Johnson could play a big factor in this one. I'm going K-State on the money line. Don't even take the 1.5. Take that. What is that? Plus 108.
Yeah.
Mac, what are you doing here?
Yeah. So you mentioned it. K-State opened as a 1-point favorite, then flipped over to Sparty being a 1-point favorite. Both teams coming off emotional wins, obviously upsets, even though K-State was a higher seed. You got great guards, both from New York. You got Nowell versus Walker. And I don't think that Jerome Tang is going to be awestruck of Tom Izzo. He's already beaten 3 Hall of Famers this year in Huggs, Bill Self, and Calipari recently. I think this game comes right down to the wire. I'm with you. And I'm going to take a quote from Jerome Tang that we got more dudes than they got. He said that about Kentucky. I think they got a couple more dudes than Michigan State on Thursday night, and they get it done. I just think also, if you're going to get Sparty, you want to get him in the round of 64 in the Sweet 16, because when Tom Izzo's got the short turnaround, he's almost unbeatable. I'll go the last place preseason team to in the Big 12 to the Elite 8.
There you go. Daniel's saying take the under. That's at 137.5. I got to admit, I kind of like the under too.
Yeah.
And by the way, I mean, yeah, that's my thing is like Jerome Tang. First off, I don't know if we've talked about it on the show. I feel like we have, but I've been on so many shows that I don't remember. But did you guys watch K-State football season when Jerome Tang's like front row, like drinking beers with the crowd? Like he won my heart over there. It's hard to fade that. Hard to fade that. I
haven't seen that energy since Frank left. Bruce Weber was solid there, but like Jerome Tang has really got that fan base going again, like Frank Martin had it for 5-6 years. I think
Keontae Johnson's the X factor. I think the guards are going to get theirs. Rob, what are you doing here at Madison Square Garden when these two, I should say one's a blue blood, the other's fun. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I'll say I'll preface this with this. I think the winner of this game plays in the championship game. I think these on this side of the bracket are the two best teams remaining as far as just capability to make a championship run. And I'm actually going to lock Michigan State here. Absolutely love their guards. I love Malik Hall coming off the bench still. Sparty, baby. They're winning this thing convincingly.
Wow, locking it up.
Locking it up.
Mac, we got to go back to the drawing board and think about this. I did not. This is the game that I honestly I expect this to be a 1 or 2 point game with 2 minutes left in anyone's favor. So, but hey, you feel good about it. You ride what you feel. There you go. Noah, are you perhaps locking this game up too, Noah?
I mean, it's like picking between two kids. I got futures on both of these teams to make the Final Four. K-State 9-1, Michigan State 12-1. I hate calling them like a kid, but I mean, I'm going to root for them if I have money on them. This line did cross zero, like you guys mentioned. It was open Kansas State -1. Now Michigan State's been favored ever since Sunday night. Since February 1st, Michigan State ranks as the 13th best team in the country, according to Bart Torvik. K-State 31st. The big thing here for me is that the Wildcats are ranked 337th in turnover percentage. Markquis Nowell is getting all the attention that he rightfully deserves right around now. He returns home, a lot of pressure on him. He had 5 turnovers against Montana State. Desi Stills had 4 against the Bobcats. Nowell also had 4 against Kentucky. Against Izzo's gritty Sparty squad, I think the turnover battle is where this game is going to be won or lost. Give me AJ Hoggard to keep Nowell at bay. Sparty covers. They keep dancing.
Wow, they cover too. Keep dancing. Is that a lock? Is that a lock?
No, it's not a lock for me.
Okay.
Oh,
not a lock
half
for me.
measures.
No, I gotta ask you. I see that dresser behind you, and I had one as a child like that.
Yeah.
That or like
right.
And I'm just curious. Have you ever opened the top drawer, rolled up your socks, and shot baskets like it was a basketball court? Because I did that shit for years.
I have my door right here, and I used to have a basket on it, and not socks. I had a bunch of balls. Like I had a bunch of balls, like small baseballs. Like I had a couple of basketballs for the mini hoop. What you're not noticing is I slightly moved the Michigan jersey to on top of the closet door to get it out of the frame. If I was talking about Michigan State here,
get that trash out of here.
Rightfully just put Miguel Cabrera there because the baseball season opens up in a week, opening day Thursday.
There you go. There you go, man. Yeah. I mean, look, I had the little Nerf basketball thing too, but that only lasted a little bit. And NC Nick will tell you that's a great story because we had somehow we managed to get like a 5-on-5 game.
Oh, that's awesome.
And a friend went through the wall. A little hard foul, went through the wall.
The most we've ever done, like me and my buddies in a basement, was like 2v2 on one of those mini hoops,
Yeah. My dad said this classic line after we went through the wall because he was super pissed. And he yelled downstairs, and then he came running to see what that sound was. And he was like, "God damn it, boy, I'm going to make a compact disc out of your ass." That's what he said. I'm still confused on what that essentially means. But he told me he's going to make a compact disc out of my ass for fouling somebody hard. All right, let's move along. I gotta ask my dad that. I gotta just touch base on that. Dad, remember that wall that our friend went through? What did you exactly mean when you said a compact disc out of my ass? That's just interesting right there. Arkansas is taking on UConn. UConn's laying 4. And this game's pretty fantastic.
This is a good game.
Man, this is in Vegas, I believe, right? Isn't this in T-Mobile Arena? Hopefully it's not as bad as their service. I think Musselman has the clear coaching advantage here. I really do. And I know that UConn has looked great. I had them going this far, right? In all my brackets, the good ones and the bad ones. And I just don't think they've really been tested yet. They got like St. Mary's doesn't have that athleticism. Iona doesn't have that level of athleticism. This is their first real test to me. Arkansas gets it done. Money line play. Give me Eric Musselman and the Razorbacks. Curious, Mac. What are you doing here?
You know, I agree that Musselman has the coaching advantage, but I think this is a bad matchup for Arkansas. They struggle to make shots. I think they're going to struggle to score at the rim with Sanogo and Klingon both with their rim protection. I'm actually on UConn here. I think UConn is arguably the best team in the country. It's just that the Dan Hurley thing is a little bit of a hesitation, but I mean they have two of everything.
15-year-olds driving a sports car.
They're that roster, and everybody loves Musselman, but every time he takes his shirt off, he loses the next game. Last year against Gonzaga, they lose to Duke. When he was at Nevada, they had the crazy comeback against, I think it was Cincinnati. They lost to Loyola Chicago in the Sweet 16. I think you fade that angle. It was the ultimate Super Bowl spot for Arkansas to beat Kansas. I think UConn puts it on them, to be honest. I'll lock up the Huskies.
Oh, you're fucking crazy.
Go,
Ricky Council is going to make his name known all throughout America after this next game here. But Moneyline Mac says he's locking up the Huskies. All right. We'll see. I'm
Jim
curious.
Calhoun.
I'm curious. Yeah, he's fucking in the old folks home now. All right.
He was at practice 80 minutes from the Final Four. He had me fired up.
But did he know he was at practice? That's the question.
You know
did
what?
he know he was at practice?
He faked it pretty well if he didn't know.
Yeah, he's just sitting there like, what's this place, huh?
Yeah.
Can I get my Jello blue this time? Rob, what are you doing here in Vegas?
I mean, those advanced analytics just kind of put my mind in a wrench, but man, I'm leaning Arkansas for sure. I think even they were able to beat Kansas last time out with a lot of deficits that they had to make up. And Nick Smith didn't even get a bucket in that game. Like you said, I think they have a lot of guard play that people are overlooking. I'm leaning towards taking the 4 points that I'm seeing out there and sprinkle on the money line too.
Love the money line play here.
Yeah.
Noah, what are you doing there in Vegas?
You want some advanced analytics? Well, man, 75% of the bets are on the Huskies. The money's pretty even, and this line has not moved. There were 2 games in the first round that I automatically advanced the team based on coaching advantage. And UConn, they're right there. I think Musselman's a better coach than Hurley, plain and simple. UConn is the number 1 overall team since February 1st on Bart Torvik. So credit to Mac pointing that out. He thought they were the best team in the country right now. Well, advanced analytics say that, but they like to play slow. 307th in tempo. Musselman's Hogs like to play fast. 72nd in tempo. The Muss Bus, with a few days to prepare, will control the pace, and when they do, I favor them to cover this number. They might even win it outright. Lock it up for me. I'm taking the Hogs.
Ooh, lock battle.
Analytics will also tell you that Fairleigh Dickinson's the worst team to ever play in the NCAA tournament. But guess what? They won 2 games in the NCAA tournament.
Guess what? They didn't belong because they didn't win their conference tournament. They're the only team to win a game in the.
That's not their problem, though. That's the NCAA's problem. You keep holding them responsible. It's not their fault. Look, let me ask you something. If you're out at the bar and some guy's girlfriend just decides to stop talking to him and she's fucking a 10, and all of a sudden she comes up to you and says, "Hey, you want to go to the dance with me?" And you go, whose fault is it? All right. Is that a good analogy? I don't know.
It's somewhat the girls.
No, you're going to say no, because it's the NCAA's rule. It's not, it has no, what are they supposed to decline it like fucking UNC did with the NIT? Are you going to be the better man that says, no, you go on this date with this guy?
Oh,
no,
Tobin Anderson be the better man? Hell no. Not after we saw him at the end of the Florida Atlantic game. I was starting to buy into him. I'm forever out on him. He felt entitled losing the Florida Atlantic in the round.
Then he
got
the Iona job.
Man didn't even belong in the tournament.
Mac, what did Fairleigh Dickinson do to this guy? Something.
I don't know. No, he's not a fan of the fair dick, I guess. I don't know what's going on here.
Noah, you used to pitch college ball, correct?
Yeah, you're correct.
Noah's got a hard dick for fair dick.
they definitely hit some. They definitely hit some dingers off you. I got to feel it. There's something deep in this.
Or do they not even have a baseball team like half the country we were talking about or pre-show?
Maybe that was their intramural team. I don't fucking know. All right, something's there. Something's there. I'm going to find
Merrimack
it.
got to play.
Merrimack was
Merrimack
better.
was good. Merrimack was good.
Yeah.
But
you can't be mad at the other team.
Yeah.
Cannot be mad at the other team for saying, okay.
I can if he felt entitled that he was there. That was complete bullshit.
He did beat Purdue.
Yeah. 2 games. They won 2 games. They destroyed Texas Southern and Purdue. All right.
They did fuck up Texas Southern. That was like Texas Southern never lose that game either.
They almost beat Florida Atlantic. To me, they proved that maybe we should start taking the top 2 teams in the NEC and putting them in the fucking tournament. All right.
There you go.
That's what they proved.
We gotta start taking away these Big Ten bids with the way that they
exactly.
Hey, I'm not arguing it, and my bracket looks good after it. I faded a lot of them, and I only kept Michigan State because they don't have a dominant big man. Gotta figure this shit out.
I this is something I'm gonna hire a PI to figure this out. To figure out the hate on Fairleigh Dickinson. But Noah is locking up the Razorbacks. Mac is locking up
music.
Mac is locking up UConn. You know what? I'm going to get in on this battle.
Huskies, baby. Let's go.
Jump in, Colby.
I'm locking up Arkansas as well.
Throw me in there, too.
Let's go.
3v1.
Let's go. Musselman getting in on that action, folks. Take the Arkansas Razorbacks. I know we got a couple UConn fans in the chat. We appreciate you.
Huskies.
Hey, how about Nick Famelon in the chat? He goes, just because there's a goalie doesn't mean you can't score in real life. And if you're talking NCAA tournament for fair dick. Good point. I like that.
I like it. Okay. Fair. All right, folks, before we get to the next game, want to tell you the college basketball experience is brought to you by Talkify. Life is full of what ifs. Like what if Merrimack made the NCAA tournament, right? It's great what if, but sometimes it just doesn't work out, right? Maybe you need to try something new. All right. Maybe you need to try a different approach when it comes to dating, because Talkify is a new way to meet serious singles. And what if they help you find exactly what you're looking for? That's a great what if. All right. Like what if you've been trying this one thing, it ain't working for you. All right. You're going down to the bowling alley. You're talking to Rebecca every fucking Tuesday, hoping that she notices, and damn it, she's not noticing. All right. Fucking call an audible. That's what you should be doing. And that's essentially what Talkify is. Cause confidence is key when it comes to dating. But if you've struggled to find worthwhile connections, it can be difficult, to feel your best when meeting new people. That's how it is. 2023, after a year and a half of talking to yourself in your fucking apartment after COVID. All right. With Talkify, you feel confident that you're meeting someone special because they were picked exactly for you. Yes. Talkify is the country's #1 modern matchmaking service, and it's designed to help you achieve relationship success. All right. Their trusted compatibility specialists hand select successful and compelling candidates so you can date consciously and productively. Here's how it works. The Talkify matchmakers meet with you and they learn what you're looking for in a partner. All right. Maybe you like to go fishing. Maybe you're like, fuck all this. I like to be out in the open seas. All right. But every time I take a girl that I meet at the fucking bar, but 30 minutes into the fishing trip, I want to send her seaworthy. All right. Well, now what Talkify is going to do is they're going to put together a team of specialists, do some background checks. Oh, get this. Old Jessica here likes blue fucking marlin hunting, fishing, whatever the fuck. Right. And boom, they're going to pair you together and you're going to be out on the open seas of life. The open seas of love. You're going to be out on the open seas of love because you switched up your methods and you tried Talkify. Look, they screen potential match candidates for you. They do background checks. All right. Make sure that boat really is hers. You know what I mean? You know how that is. All right. They ask all the tough questions. You know what I mean? A lot of tough questions when it comes first date. Everyone's just, nervous, just sipping their fucking drinks saying, yeah, I love this movie, even though you don't even love that movie. Right. And that's what this is going to cut the bullshit essentially. And that's what Talkify does for you right now. Talkify is offering our listeners 20% off when you become a client at Talkify.com/SGPN. That's TAWKIFY.com/SGPN for 20% off when you become a client. Talkify.com/SGPN. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy is heating up for March Madness. You better believe that. And College Pick'em is a great, absolutely great way to get in on the action, especially if you're like, some of us, maybe not Noah, and your bracket's a little busted. All right. Well, there's always a plan B. All right. Plus, Underdog Fantasy has some of your favorite college basketball player props that we play all the time. All right. All the time. Head over to UnderdogFantasy.com. Use that promo code SGPN for 100% deposit bonus up to $100. That's UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code SGPN. All right. Next up, we're going to Florida Atlantic. The Owls, who are in their first ever Sweet 16, and they're eyeballing the Elite Eight. And damn if Rick Barnes ain't in the way. All right. Florida Atlantic is catching 5.5 against the Tennessee Volunteers. This game's at Madison Square Garden. Last time they played was 2015. Tennessee won by what, 19 then? Tennessee's got a top 10 defense, but don't sleep on the Owls, who have a top 20 defense. And the Owls have the much better offense. Look, this is a simple play for me. It's a simple play for me. And I think I actually like this one a lot. And I think I'm going to lock this one. Zakai Ziegler's out. It's going to cost him at some point. I think it happens here. You got the Duke win in, the body bag game. All right. You got that win in. That team was completely inexperienced. Now, I'll say this. FAU is still a little inexperienced. But to me, they played a couple teams like Tennessee all year. All right. Number one, North Texas. North Texas to me kind of plays like Tennessee. Number two, Charlotte. Charlotte kind of plays like Tennessee. Number three, UTEP. UTEP kind of plays like Tennessee. Now they're shittier versions of, maybe not North Texas. I think North Texas and Tennessee would actually be a game. But Charlotte, who just won the fucking whatever
CBI.
What was that? What was that sponsor?
Yeah, it was a good
It was a
game.
hilarious sponsor.
Yeah.
They just won the CBI tournament. And I just think I
was it
think,
Discount Tire?
Yeah, Discount Tire. There you go. Go get some match-proof tires. All right. I just think Florida Atlantic's played this game a lot. They're at least going to cover it. So I am locking up the Owls plus 5.5. But yes, I am riding the motherfucking money line. Mac, what are you doing here?
The only guy probably in the country that felt like that was on Tennessee against the Dukies, which was me. I'm going back to Rocky Top. I don't think everybody just keeps riding off Tennessee, best defensive team potentially in the country. And I looked back what Rick Barnes did against Mike White, Dusty Mayhem, Mike White disciple. He was 8-2 against him at Florida. I don't like the matchup for FAU. I still think they're a little young. I'm going to take the Tennessee size, athleticism, defense, and experience to grind this thing out and cover this number against FAU. Moment's too big for the Owls.
Oh, I like all the contrast. Rob, what are you doing here at MSG?
I'm riding with FAU, man. I mean, you look back at that first round matchup with Tennessee and Louisiana. Tennessee was coasting through 30 minutes of that game, and they were up 18 points with 10 minutes to go, and all of a sudden it finishes a 3-point game. And I think that's been speaking to Tennessee all year long. They go on serious scoring droughts. I mean, who's going to be their guy if FAU is going on a run to stop it? I like FAU getting multiple possessions here for sure.
Definitely. Let's go, Owls. Noah, what are you doing here in New York City?
Yeah, this line opened up at 6, 60% of the bets and money on Tennessee, but the line's shrinking. Since February 1st, the Volunteers ranked 26th on Bart Torvik. Florida Atlantic, who is 34th? Not much of a difference here between the two teams' performances as of late. Rick Barnes has to do a whole lot more than just get to the Sweet 16 to change my opinion on the fade. Rick Barnes, and from his recent performances in the NCAA tournament, I think the Owls offense is a bit too much for the Vols. Money line it.
Let's go. Are you reading from a fucking newspaper over there? What are you doing over there?
I'm old. Rocky Top, baby. Let's go.
I love it.
Notebook.
I love it. All right, let's go. Pressing me by the minute.
Give me the Hurley Barnes parlay. Let's go, guys.
Hell
Get
no.
you over the finish line. Let's go.
I can't believe you said that in March.
Everybody's shitting on these guys.
I should zap
Yeah.
him out now after that.
Yeah.
It's like in March.
Zig and zag. Let's go.
Just getting your money burnt up historically there. All right. Arguably the game of the Sweet 16. The Gonzaga Bulldogs take it on the UCLA Bruins in Vegas. This line, UCLA -1.5 currently is what I'm seeing. Last time they played was November 23rd, 2021, when the Zags won by 20. But remember, the 2 times we saw them play in the tournament, these games were absolutely wild. We know the injury situation. David Singleton's a game time decision. Also, Bona is somehow magically appeared on the injury list. Yesterday, he wasn't there. Today, game time decision. Jalen Clark is out for the game there, and so there's a little bit of concern about the health of the Bruins, but I believe guard play wins in March. Tiger Campbell is the X factor here. I think there's a clear edge with Tiger Campbell. I got UCLA taking down the Zags in Vegas. Mac.
Is it weird that I like UCLA at -1.5 and then I like Gonzaga at +2.5? Because I think UCLA is going to win by 2. I really do. I think this game, just like Jalen Suggs and Adam Morrison, comes right down the wire. 1 possession game. I'll take the Zags. I'll take the Zags because they're in Vegas. They were just in Vegas a couple weeks ago. They own Vegas. I think they just what the experience with Timme. He finds a way. They're not going to call the hooks. We've already seen that shit. And I'll take Mark Few over Mick Cronin. I think Mick Cronin's a little overrated, personally. I like Mick Cronin, but he's a little overrated.
Another thing is I randomly woke up today and a friend had sent me a video of a bear destroying a moose out in the wild. That is a omen. That is an omen that I must bet on UCLA. Rob, do you have any omens on this game? Perhaps did maybe you see that same video, or perhaps do you have a team that you really like in this matchup?
I mean, I have a lot of future stock in Gonzaga, so I'm secretly pulling for them. I think the kind of like I did with Michigan State, Kansas State, and the winner of that game is probably going to play in the championship game. I think it's the same thing in this matchup. I don't have a strong lean or a strong pick here, but I am going to take Gonzaga with the points. And like Max said, I think it comes down to who has the ball last year.
Darrell Brown cracking me up. Timmy looked like a third string stunt double in Boogie Nights. I like ridiculous. I like it, Darrell. You're great. Is Singleton playing for UCLA? Game time decision, Josh. I believe he is going to play. You got to remember this guy's a 5th-year senior. He was also on that. And that's something you guys didn't talk about. Both you guys. I know Noah, you haven't spoke yet on this, but the revenge factor. They almost played for a national championship. UCLA's got multiple veterans that got beat not only by 20 in the regular season last time they played, but in the game that almost got them to the NCAA tournament. I think that plays a factor. Give me the Bruins. Noah, what are you doing here in Vegas?
These two teams rank 2nd and 3rd in Bart Torvik. If you filter the stats from February 1st, this is a great boxing matchup of styles. The Zags, they rank 1st in KenPom and offensive efficiency. UCLA 2nd in defensive efficiency. And this boxing match takes place in the great city of Las Vegas, where the Bulldogs are 2-0 this year and UCLA is 0-2 this year. Zags fans filled up that building for the WCC tournament, and historically they travel really well. UCLA, they were not present. Their fans were not there in Vegas, and they allowed Illinois. They allowed Illinois and Baylor faithful to take over the game and their squads to convincing wins. I've never really been fully bought into this UCLA team like Colby and Mac. This team this year, they did not play a great non-con schedule. It was pretty weak, and they went 1-2 against Arizona. You best bet that Tommy Lloyd has given his boy Mark Few the scouting report before this game in the Sweet 16. I'm locking up Gonzaga. They win outright.
Oh man,
Tommy Lloyd needs a Princeton scout.
No, I wrote, I have over probably 10 or 15 screenplays that I wrote. I'm going to get you to do the audiobook and all of those.
Hey,
Noah,
Phoenix. When you put something in front of me, I'll read it. Well,
I know. I love it, brother. All right, let's go. Fuck the world, Noah. All right. Noah Phoenix locking up the Gonzaga Bulldogs. And I can't wait to have him on the audiobook of Excessive Explosive Force 3.
Darrell, I'm not like Mac and adopt the team a year early. That team's not in the Big Ten yet. Fuck UCLA, fuck the world, like Colby said.
There you go, Noah. There you go, Noah. Talk
No,
that
Houston's
shit,
a
Noah.
Big
I like
12
this.
team.
Hell no. Not until the July 1st when the academic calendar turns.
They don't play another American game. They're a Big 12 team. It was activated March 13th when Selection Sunday. I said, all right, you're part of our league.
I do believe that's the first time I've ever heard of the. How long have we been doing the college basketball experience, the college experience in general, like 5 years, and I've never heard about the anticipation of the academic calendar turning over on July 1st.
Yeah,
holy fuck! Right.
Hey, I'm not looking forward to it. We got to travel out to LA just as much as they have to travel here. It fucks up the entire region. But I mean, Mac just has to include Houston for his Big 12 argument because they don't have the most teams in the Sweet 16. The SEC does. They have 3
we're
Big
tied.
12
We got
too.
Houston. We got to get rid of Oklahoma and Texas so we can really be good in football.
Yeah, and then you lose another Sweet 16
Get
team.
that dead weight. Get that dead weight
Get
out
that
of there.
dead weight and title
their
dead
Sweet
weight
6 teams. They would only have one. They would only have one Sweet 16 team if they got rid of Texas.
Houston.
Here's a good point.
Oh. Yeah, but I'll say this:
both ways.
I did see this. Like, there's more SEC teams than there are Big 12 teams, but the Big 12 only has 10 teams. It's a little unfair. The SEC has 14 teams.
Yeah, and our best coach had a heart attack. Let's be honest. They would have beat Arkansas.
The SEC got 8 teams into the tournament.
Took a heart attack to keep us getting another win.
Hold on.
We're
all over the fucking place. We're all over the fucking place here. Let me lead us so the listeners don't just turn this fucking thing off.
Through the case for us, Colby.
Talk first, Noah, then allow someone to retort, to quote the great Samuel L. Jackson in Pulp Fiction. All right? Fire.
Oh, you want me to?
Your fucking point that you're making about your SEC teams.
The SEC got 8 teams. The Big 12 got 7. It's really not that big of a difference.
Well, they have 14
like 20
teams
in that fucking league.
You understand your chances of making the tournament improve with the more teams you have.
Not necessarily if they're all shit. Look at the A-10. They were supposed to be great
from a Big Ten guy.
They were supposed to have like 6 teams in
That's
the
a
tournament
mid-major.
this year.
You can't quote a mid-major. The Big East, or I'm sorry, the Big Ten gets how many teams did they have this year?
Mac quotes a mid-major in the ACC all the time for these arguments. Why can't I?
How many teams got in from the Big Ten?
Look what you started, Mac.
8.
So
I love how Rob's in the middle of us now.
I know.
Hey, Colby,
this is where I need a refill on the whiskey. What's that?
I've got my beer.
One league we were right on and saying they were underrated. How about Conference USA right now?
Oh, how about Big East
UAB, North Texas doing what they're doing in the NIT. Charlotte wins the CBI. FAU in the Sweet 16. Conference USA got jobbed out of some bids.
They did.
Charlotte, UAB, or especially. Actually, I'm not going to say Charlotte. I'm going to say UAB and North Texas should have been in the NCAA tournament. They're better than they're better than a lot of teams.
UAB had like 2 or 3 losses without Jelly Walker, and that was their argument that never even got considered. And North Texas, they should have been right there in the conversation. They had a better resume than North Carolina.
Also, I just got to bring this up. People are looking at FAU like they're a Cinderella when I think everybody on this panel would consider them a 6 or a 7 seed if the committee just didn't fuck it up. So
that's the committee. They're fucking these old ass people that meet in some fucking rich ass hotel that had probably not watched one Florida Atlantic game all year. Oh yeah, who the fuck is the Owls of Florida Atlantic? Temple? We're putting Temple in here.
By the way, this is how you know that every other conference is in Mac's head. We were talking about a Gonzaga UCLA game, and it somehow went into a Big 12 argument. That's that's a period right there.
That's true. There was a point where we were drunk in Vegas. I shit you not.
When were we sober?
But I shit you not. I was explaining why I like sushi, and it turned into a Big 12 conversation.
We don't eat that shit in the Big 12.
And guess what? He got me because it didn't even dawn on me until like later in the night, and I was talking about sashimi. And next thing you know, I'm talking about fucking Kansas State winning the national championship and how the Big 12 is the best conference. And I was talking about sashimi. All right. Shout out to Moneyline Mac.
He's great.
It's good. That's a good drunk. All right. I couldn't imagine I couldn't imagine your wife's scenario here.
Depends who you ask.
Honey, should we go to this new restaurant? I hear it's fantastic. Honey, I'm sitting here. What do you think? Do you think
Go to Hooters.
without Bill Self, they can win it all? Who? All right.
Bill.
Shout out to David in the chat that says Sean Green was certainly drunk in Vegas, and I am glad that I don't get thrown in that bin because I was pretty fucked up too at that time. So I appreciate you not.
The thing that ruined it for Sean was that he was captured just like admiring it, and then I love the Moonoff's comment. It was like Sean Green's pleasure centers have been hijacked.
All right, let's get over to Friday's action, and that's a Dr. Phil reference. If you didn't see the Sean Green episode of Dr. Phil, Friday 3:30 p.m. on the West, San Diego State is taking on the Alabama Crimson Tide in Louisville, Kentucky. Alabama's laying 7.5 currently at the Yum Yum Center or whatever the fuck they call it now. Man, I got to take the points. I just can't. Look, Nate Oates and Dan Hurley. Nate Oates, Dan Hurley, even McDermott to a certain extent, and Miller really need to prove to me this whole Sweet 16 that they can actually be an elite coach and move their team along. Because I just never seen it. It's tough for me to really believe. And San Diego State's got a 10-man rotation, and they're super athletic. I think they can, they're obviously not as athletic as Bama, but they're close. I would say they have some athletes on that team that I think can challenge them enough. They got to play incredibly slow. If I'm Brian Dutcher, I'm saying we're not shooting the ball 5 on the clock unless it's a great look. Play incredibly slow, play the great defense that you do, cover the 3 like you do, and you should be able to get this thing covered at least. Now, obviously, Alabama always has the potential of winning by 45 points because they are an absolute wild team. Mac, what are you doing here?
Brian Dutcher in the postgame after they beat Furman, which I thought they would beat Furman. I didn't think they'd beat him down the way that they did. Said, hey, we'll tip our cap to the team that beats us. So I haven't seen that team yet. I don't think it's going to be this game either. I think San Diego State is going to knock off Alabama. They have the experience. They have the guards. They have the size, athleticism, style of play. I like San Diego State, obviously, with the points, and I'm going to lock it, and I'm going to take it on the money line. Alabama's going out of this tournament Friday night in Louisville. Let's go.
Wow. Locking this one up. I'll play your little music. Moneyline Max riding with the Aztecs. Let's go. Rob, what are you doing here in Louisville, Kentucky?
Absolutely agree with what Max said. I think San Diego State, their entire roster knows their roles better than anybody left in this tournament, in my opinion. I think Brian Dutcher's a great coach. And lock it up, San Diego State, and don't just sprinkle on the money line. Have some balls and actually bet the money line like you would.
Oh, yeah.
Man. Come on.
Let's go down west.
Rob Donaldson taking a little trip to San Diego. Says join him if you're wise.
Wrong place, wrong time for the Tide.
Yeah, I was just about to say, that's the difference between a good coach and a great coach. Nick Saban owns up to it in a press conference and even took a shot at Nate Oates saying there is no place. There's no such thing as wrong place, wrong time.
We were talking about that in the studio today, and I kind of think that was a misdirection. I think that's Nick Saban saying, why are you causing all this shit to our fucking program? We don't want people looking at us here. And so if anything, I thought it was a little bit of an acting job by old Coach Saban. Hey, well played though. Well played. I'd probably do the same if I was
Saban. Saban's not all golden child here either. Like, you remember when the Henry Ruggs speeding thing happened, and Saban's like, that doesn't happen in our program. That's NFL hijacking our great kids. Well, fucking, he was driving 140 miles an hour, and it was your program, buddy.
Yeah. Well, look. I mean,
he was at practice today. Basketball.
Of course, because they probably wanted to make it look a little bit better. But there's two sides of this thing here. Like Saban's been cheating for a long fucking time. That's a fact. Everyone fucking knows this. All right. Anyone that actually does deep dive knows this. I know players. I've talked to people that got offered shit. You know what I mean? Like, I have personally talked to people, and but everyone was doing it in college football. But at the same time, like Coach Leach used to tell us, you'd say, Kobe, if I we got a 90-man roster. You know what I mean? We got a 90-man roster. If you were to take 90 people at the shopping mall and put them together, some of them are going to be fucking idiots. And that's just the reality of life. If you put 90 people together anywhere, you're going to have a couple idiots. Boom. Move along. Next story. What are you doing in this game, Noah?
So San Diego State, I mean, this is the stat that you have to hold your hat on. It's they're 4th ranked in 3-point defense, holding opponents to 28.7% per game. This line opened at 7. The number of bets and money is pretty even on this game. I also think that this matchup, the coaching matchup's pretty even in this game as well. It's a talented team in Alabama against a system that knows its role. They have plenty of depth. Brandon Miller, the lottery prospect that everybody knows him to be, hasn't had the greatest tournament so far. He had 0 points in the first game, 19 in the second game, and half of it was on free throws. So the NBA guys, all the snorkelers, they love that shit. At a neutral site game, he'll have to get used to the stadium again. I think SDSU mucks this game up. There we go. I think SDSU.
Come along with the Snorks.
Sorry,
dude, we're sending shots everywhere during this game. You have to get used to the new neutral site, and I don't know if Brandon Miller is able to do that if he wasn't able to do it in the 2 games prior. I think SDSU mucks this game up and even has a chance to win it. Lock up the Aztecs, our girls.
This is Gonzaga, Arkansas last year.
Yeah.
Noah Bienek locking up the Aztecs. Wow, we're all 4 of us. That's the only game so far that we've all agreed on. We're definitely going to lose this fucking game. I'm not locking it because you crazy bastards. All right. Brandon Miller's going to drop 55 on us.
Right.
There's no way. Patrick Mullen says, y'all worried about San Diego State being able to score enough? Sure. I mean, San Diego State is like some of those other teams we talked about. Now, I got to go back to that Charleston game. They went like on an 8-minute run there where I was like, they can't run an offensive set. They can't space. Like everyone's cluttered together. It's like they've never fucking played together. I'm not going to lock up. I'm not going to lock up. This is a when everyone's agreeing, this is bad times. I need more whiskey. Move along till 4:15. I cannot wait to watch this game. I cannot. Yeah. Raw. Yeah. Everyone's in the chat making fun of Iveta says when Bama loses on Friday, San Diego State will say wrong place, wrong time. Oh, I can dig that. Miami, Houston, in good old Kansas City at the T-Mobile Center. Houston's laying 7. Wasn't the 7.5 yesterday? Am I crazy?
It was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's bouncing back and forth.
Okay. So it's came down a little bit there. Cougs are laying 7. I'm taking Miami plus the 7. I am sprinkling some on the money line. Look, these are 2 great coaches. I think this is going to be a great game. I also think the strengths of Miami line up well against the strengths of Houston. Now, the big question is can their guard play better defense, which I think they can. They know the moment. They've had, 3 or 4 days off now. I think they can. And I also think, what's my guy named Omier, the Arkansas State transfer. Jesus. I think he could play a big X factor. And I think Larinaga just knows what he's doing. I think a lot of people think, this is Houston chalk city here. Houston is probably going to maybe win the game, but I like sprinkling some on the money line with the Miami Hurricanes. And I also love taking the points. I think this is a game. I think the strengths of each other's team match, and that makes for a good game. Mac, what are you doing here with your future Big 12 boys, or do I even need to fucking ask?
This might be my favorite. Actually, this is my favorite play of the Sweet 16. I love Houston here. I think this is a terrible matchup for Miami. This is Kansas all over again last year where they just got bullied out of the gym. The guards, I don't think Miami has much of an advantage here, even though Wong and Pack are really good. I like Sasser and Sheed. I just think Omir's good in the paint, but like Houston's got more than one guy to wear him down throughout. And also, Kelvin
what about
Sampson,
Miller? The George Mason transfer. Don't hate on the George Mason transfer.
Yeah, this isn't George Mason. This is Houston. I like Jordan Miller. He's a good player, but he's kind of more of a wing finesse player. I think Houston wears them down. I'm locking the Cougs. I think they're going to put it on them. Let's go. Let's go. Everybody's picking Miami, too. It's great.
Look. We know Houston, come on. I'm all over the Hurricane here. All right. You're going to need Olstein to open up his fucking doors in Houston. He's not going to do it. All right. Because the Miami Hurricanes are going to cover. Jimmy Larinaga, sprinkle a little bit on that money line. Rob, what are you doing here?
Yeah, man. Kind of like Max said, Miami's getting hammered right now by the public. And Miami wouldn't even be here if Drake could make a shot in the last 6 minutes of that game. They would have been done. Probably would have lost by multiple possessions if we're being honest. And Houston, I think, lays it on. So lay it and lock it up for me as well. I love Houston.
H-Town, baby.
The lock battle is going on. I like this. Noah, what are you doing there in good old Kansas City?
Yeah, this line opened at 7. It hasn't really moved much, and the public is all over Miami. Houston ranks 7th in Bar Torvik since February 1st. Hurricanes 30th with the 318th defensive efficiency field goal percentage. 318th. The Cougars stay dancing. I'll pick them to cover. I'm not locking it, though.
I can't wait. Sometimes the public's on the right side of it, guys. Hate to tell you this about gambling. Sometimes the public is on the right side of it. Next up, Princeton.
You're gonna get bullied.
Princeton and Michael Creighton. Welcome to Jurassic Park. That's happening. Where is this game again? Louisville at the Yum Yum Center. This one, the line hasn't moved either. Still at 10. Shout out to Benedict Dantold in the chat. Great profile photo, by the way. Great, really great name. Great. You're fantastic, Benedict Dantold. Please DM me at the Colby D. We got to send you something. All right. Shout out to CBB Nick too. Hey, you should follow him. That guy knows his hoops. Great guy. Princeton, Creighton. 10-point spread. I gotta take the points. Look, I think I could be wrong on this one. There's a chance Creighton wins by 30. But dude, we've been sitting in this office. We're bored in the mornings. There's no sports on. So we've been loading up all the games and watching them again. There's no fluke in Princeton. They actually beat the shit out of two good teams. Yeah. I can't not take 10 points against another good team. Give me the Tigers. We Tigers on this pod. And Mac, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I it's the guy that had Princeton over Arizona on the money line. I think Cinderella strikes midnight here. I think Creighton's a juggernaut right now. Love Nembhard, love Shireman, love Kalkbrenner. I think this might be the blowout. All right, yeah.
Fair enough. I'm not. I mean, I'm going to bet this just because it's a Sweet 16. But if there was a bet that I trust least, it'd probably be this one.
I wouldn't mind seeing Princeton keep it close, though. I'm not running to bet this.
Yeah. I just don't have a great feel for it. The line hasn't moved. Rob, are we crazy? Do you like a play in this angle?
I'm not getting in the way of destiny and actually laying real money against Princeton. I'm going to take the points. I think there's a lot of backdoor potential there where, I could feel like a blowout for the entire game and then a 7-0 scoring run and they cover. But I don't have a bet here or a lock that I'm in love with.
Okay. So you're on Princeton. Noah, what are you doing here in Louisville, Kentucky?
This line opened at 10 and Princeton's getting 80% of the money and 80% of the bets. I think this is a terrible matchup for the Tigers. They played against Arizona and Missouri. Arizona has bigs that don't play good defense. Missouri doesn't have a big. Princeton, they play a big lineup that includes Tucson Awoma, he's 6'8", Keyshawn Kellman, who's 6'9", and Caden Pierce, who's 6'6". All three of their most important players, they're all big men, scoring at least 8 points a game, 5 boards a game, and they're going to face a high major carbon copy of their roster. 7'1" Ryan Kalkbrenner, 6'7" Baylor Shireman, and 6'7" Arthur Kaluma. They're aided by Ryan Nembhard, who just dropped a career high 30 against Baylor. Give me the Blue Jays, lay the points, lock it up for me.
Oh yeah.
Woo! Ooh, okay. I was not prepared for the lock music here. Noah Bienek locking up the Blue Jays. Actually, my wife told me, you know what? Fuck. I'm at a crossroads. my wife said Creighton's going to win it all. They can still win. I'm taking Princeton plus the 10. Yeah. I'm taking Princeton plus the 10, but you know, I can't get out of my mind every Greg McDermott postseason that I've seen. Like they should have lost to San Diego State last year. San Diego State had that game won and fucked that up. And I just feel
plays the best defense that any of his teams have ever played.
Fair, fair, but he's still coaching the fucking team. You know what I mean? Like I still worry about that. Now
I worry more about their depth than him at coach because Mike Miller, their sixth man, he has a high ankle sprain and I think he's done for the tournament. That's what I worry about most.
Noah, I'm sorry, Mac.
Sunday afternoon to go to the Final Four. We're gonna get a rematch of that game: Creighton versus San Diego State.
I like what you're doing there.
And
I like
Creighton ran him out of the building in Maui.
Yeah, and they played in Maui. I forgot about Maui too.
Beat him by like 19.
Yeah.
The other rematch. I hope we didn't touch on this. It's UConn Arkansas. I hope we see that one. From or not UConn. It's Gonzaga Arkansas from last year's Sweet 16.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what I hope to see.
Exactly. Final game on the slate, guys. The Courtney Love game of all the Sweet 16, if you ask me. And I want your guys' take on this. Yeah, Adam Rosenberg. Shout out to Adam Rosenberg. Congrats on the job. I saw you got hired, man. Congrats, man.
My man.
Yeah, Xavier, Texas. Am I crazy? Is this the stinkiest line of the whole fucking round? This is the Courtney Love game of the fucking round. This should be a 7-point spread, 7.5 maybe. At 4? Why? I don't understand. I'm taking Texas -4. I'm locking it up, but I feel like I'm pissing. I feel like I'm just throwing money out there. Just throwing fucking money out there because it makes no sense. Mac, does this line smell to you?
I mean, Xavier finished second in the Big East, and they went to the championship game, and they just beat Pitt.
If you were setting this line, what would you set this line at?
Probably 5.5.
Really? I think it would be more, but
I think people still disrespect Texas because of Rodney Terry, but we were on Hoops Peterson last week, and he talked about Xavier's bad defense. They should have got beat by Kennesaw. Yep. And all Kennesaw just kept doing was driving the ball. That's what Texas is going to do. Texas is going to just drive the ball right down their throat. I'm locking the horns with you. This is a bad matchup for Xavier.
The public money has got to be all over Texas here. I haven't looked at it. I would just
pull it up real quick.
Every single person's got to bet Texas. That's what I'm saying. It makes no sense to me.
Rob, public split 50-50. Where'd this open?
I hate doing this, but horns up. I hate that school, but
it opened -4.5 too, so it's stayed the same, and the bets are split.
Rob, what do you make of this line? Do you think this smells at all?
I don't. I mean, when Texas played Penn State last round, it was a 5.5-point line. So I feel like if any line stunk, it was that one more so. But man, I think Xavier dodged their bullet, and I think they do give a game here, and we're getting more than a possession. I'm locking up Xavier, boys. I really do like them. I think they can make this a ball game.
Oh man, we got battle. We got battle. Fucking OK Corral over here. Just having a lot of good fun over here. Noah,
I think this is the most underrated game of this round. Like we did our rankings of the most exciting games, and I thought we didn't give this game enough respect, in my opinion. I think this is pretty even with the the forward play and the guards. Maybe Marcus Carr and Tyrese Hunter have a little bit of an advantage because Sule Boom, he was all right. He came big factor at the end of the Kennesaw game, but the guy that's really turned it on for Texas lately is Dylan Dessou, and it's going to be a great matchup down low between him and Nunji. I'll take Texas, but I don't really have much conviction with this one at all.
Okay, well then that sets up our picks there. Let's continue on this journey bracket wise. So I have Alabama. I have Alabama beating beating San Diego State, but San Diego State covering. Then I have Princeton losing to Michael Creighton. Michael Creighton is going to take on Alabama. Guys, I'm a happily married guy. I got to take Michael Creighton here to get it done. I'm putting Michael Creighton in the Final Four. Mac, what are you doing in the South? We're going region by region.
San Diego State beats Alabama, gets them out of there. And I got Creighton over Princeton, but a letdown for San Diego State. Emotional win like Arkansas against Gonzaga. I got Creighton going to the Final Four with you.
There we go. Rob, what are you doing in the South region?
Yeah, so in the South region, I am taking San Diego State. And then I also have, actually, that's my only lock in the South region there.
No. But do you have playing it out on a brand new bracket? You have them playing Creighton, right?
Yep, I would have them playing Creighton, and then I would have Creighton advancing past them.
Wow, my wife is a fucking genius. Noah, what are you doing here?
Your wife's still a genius because give me Creighton over Princeton, and I have Creighton beating Alabama. I locked up San Diego State. I think 7.5 is way too many. I do think Alabama might escape it, but Creighton knocks off Alabama in the regional final.
Oh, we're on board there. All right. So we all have Creighton. There's no way this is going to hit now. Right. I mean, even my wife has it.
Yeah, I have that future. I mean, all of these futures, knock on wood, they're all still alive. Creighton plus 850 to win the regional for me.
All right, let's move along to the East where my bracket was fucked when Memphis lost because they couldn't get the ball past half court.
Eesh.
Come on, Penny, you played fucking point guard. All right, so I got Florida Atlantic beating Tennessee on the money line, and then I have Kansas State beating Michigan State. Gosh, I could see FAU going to the fucking Final Four, but give me K-State in the Final Four. I could see FAU in the Final Four. I'm going K-State though. Jerome Tang, he's bonging beers in the crowd. He's got the energy of the college basketball experience down. All right. He's welcome on the show anytime. Mac, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I got, I think I'm in the minority. I got Rocky Top over FAU, and then I got K-State over Sparty. So I think Rick Barnes, unfortunately, loses another Elite Eight game. I think that's like his third or fourth in his career. K-State, Jerome Tang, year number 1 to the Final Four.
You know, that's got to be hilarious that Tang's like year 1. We're still playing. The Jayhawks aren't.
The little
welcome
apple
to the future.
Gets it done in the Big Apple.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. I like that angle.
Yeah.
Did Rob, you mean Jayhawks or did you mean Baylor? Because both, honestly.
No, I'm talking about the Jayhawks because that's the rivalry, right? So
you're saying Baylor and they're not playing either.
Yeah.
We saw this in college baseball when Mississippi State won it. They won it all, and the very next year, Ole Miss did.
Yep.
So it's like they got to fuck you back.
Yep.
Maybe the Wildcats are a team of destiny. Rob, what are you doing here in the East?
I am taking the better team in FAU to advance past Tennessee, and then I am taking Michigan State to beat Kansas State, and I'll take Michigan State to advance past them. FAU.
Izzo.
There we go. So Michigan State in the Final Four. We're getting some contrast. Noah, do you have Sparty?
I'm retweeting all of what Rob said. Give me FAU and Sparty. Sparty over FAU. But hey, I wouldn't be mad with Kansas State. That was my favorite team throughout the year. I have a piece of them at 9-1 to get to the Final Four. MSU 12-1. I would take either one, and I'd be very happy.
Okay, let's hop on over to the Midwest, where I have Houston beating Miami by one fucking point. All right. Game winner. Jamal Shed here.
They have not been on the kind side because you remember Jordan Poole like 5 years ago hit that scissor kicker game winner.
I see what you're doing. You're trying to piss me off because I had Houston money line that game and I was in Vegas and I ate shit and everyone was making fun of me.
That's tough. Sorry.
That was brutal. That was absolutely brutal. 88% free throw shooter at the line for Houston, and he misses. Misses.
I don't know which one I like more, the Trey Burke logo shot or the Jordan Poole scissor kick. And they're both great.
Noah's on the show. He's hitting us with his Michigan propaganda.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fake news.
Houston. I'm shitting on Houston.
Yeah, you and Governor Whitmer, get out of here.
I never said I was a fan of her, but
that stupid parlay I gave out and I went 0-4. I said, "Fuck this state."
Oh, that was brutal.
That was funny.
I never went back to another Michigan school the rest of the year.
Yeah, that was literally the day after Colby created this monster and fading Ryan Larson too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
L. Larson.
Yeah. How's that guy's life doing? He wishes he was in the CBI.
He gave us the great cover.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
He gave us the great cover.
He did give us a cover. It's a wash, actually. You're all right in my book, Larson. All right.
Yeah.
Just don't come by the studio. All right. Just don't come by the studio.
You don't want to buy the studio?
Right?
I'm sure he has no idea what the fuck this show is, who I am. I think it would be hilarious.
Really? I think he knows who the show is. And look, I have plenty of rolls of socks with quarters in it. All right, just waiting. Just waiting. All right, let's go. I'm joking. All right, Larson, I'm joking. Fucking 2023. This guy's gonna get higher security because I say this. All right. I got Houston beating man. I got Houston playing Texas, but that game is the hardest game for me to pick of the whole fucking
That's
tournament.
The game.
I'm going Houston. It's in Houston, but damn, does that game scare me? I think Texas could easily win that game. Oh yeah, that's right. Well, that's the Elite Eight. That's right.
In Vegas.
It's Kansas City.
Kansas
for the right to get to Houston.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm still going Houston, but that game scares me. We need Xavier to win this thing. Fuck Texas. Mac, what's your Midwest region?
Yeah, no, I think we've been on the same page with Houston, Texas. They're on a collision course for the Elite Eight. It's fitting that it's in Kansas City, home of the Big 12 tournament. So you got team going out of the Big 12, team coming in. Give me the team that's coming in. I like Houston, man. I'm going to stay strong on Houston. That's who I wanted to pick, but then I saw kind of like you went away from Sean's bracket. I went away from your bracket. So, yeah, I'm on Houston here.
Someone calling me Bill Burr?
Rick Derringer.
I'm trying to get that Star Wars money. All right, let's go. Yeah. All right, I'll take it.
Do you like his profile picture too?
Oh man, I mean, do I like it? I think you know that answer, but I just we can't talk Hulk Hogan apparently.
Hey,
can't talk Hulk Hogan. He's working for the Russians.
Real quick,
what are you gonna say?
If Rodney Terry loses in the Elite Eight, does he get the job?
He should.
He should, but does he?
They've never won a national championship. Are you aware of this?
I know, but we're
they're
talking about the most
fucking
unrealistic
fans.
People here.
It's true.
What if he loses in the Sweet 16, Mac? Because he's gonna.
Ooh.
Nah, they're gonna win.
I'm just saying.
If he does, I don't know, man. That fan base they're out of their mind.
No, I don't. I think they can him if he doesn't get this. If they lose this, he's got to win this game.
If Xavier beats Texas, the Big East is the best conference in basketball this year. They have the same argument that Big 12 can make. Small conference,
challenge.
Small conference, great teams inside of there, and they've got three in the Sweet 16.
But here's the difference: they got some duds at the bottom. Patino hasn't coached a game yet. St. John's is awful. DePaul was awful. Who else was awful in that league? They had some real duds. Like
Butler
really
wasn't very good. Butler was
bad.
That was a Dundee fail back at the beginning of the season.
I know the way Colby phrased it. Butler wasn't very good. Matt goes, Butler was bad. You could tell Colby was all over.
They killed us, man.
They were never fucking healthy. But Rob, what are you doing here in the Midwest?
Yeah, so I'm taking Houston convincingly by 20, and then I think Xavier does edge out Texas there. So in that next round, I would take Houston with a convincing win by multiple possessions against Xavier.
Ooh, I like it. Noah, what are you doing over there?
Houston, Texas, and Houston. I have winning the region, and I have them 6-1 to win it all. That was the only national championship play that I had. So sticking with it. Give me the Cougars.
Flexing. In the West.
I mean, when Colby's shitting on us saying he's gonna have a better bracket than us on the show, and then I have to get him back, right, Matt?
I have Houston to win it all too, buddy. All right.
I think we all do.
Yeah. We all wanted to at least.
If you're not first, you're last. All right. In the West, I have Arkansas beating UConn. I have UCLA beating Gonzaga, and I have UCLA beating Arkansas. But damn, if those games aren't awesome, all of them, every single
that
one.
Region's the best.
Yeah. So I got UCLA in the Final Four. Mac, fire.
Yeah, I struggle with this one as well. I got UConn over Arkansas. I really like that one. And I'm going to take Gonzaga with the experience of Markquis over Mick Cronin. And I got UConn in the West region making magic again, like the Calhoun days, getting back to the Final Four. Let's go Huskies.
They're outside of their element in Albany, New York. We'll see how that changes.
They've been to the last time they were a top 4 seed in the West region, Final Four. 99, 04, and 09.
And the Hurleys have known to get calls. UNLV should have won back-to-back championships. It was a bullshit charge or block they called. I'm sorry, not charge on. It was a charge on Greg Anthony. Bullshit. Go to YouTube, watch it, young bucks. All right, Rob, what are you doing here in the West?
Yeah, so I'm taking Arkansas over UConn. There's no way you can trust Hurley to make a Final Four, Mac. I'm sorry. I mean, that's crazy. And then
hating on him.
I'm taking. I am hating on him until he does something. And then I'm taking Gonzaga to beat UCLA. And I'm gonna have Gonzaga going to the Final Four there as well. I really love the Zags team. I think they're flying way below the radar, and this is the type of year that they end up winning the whole damn thing when they're not supposed to.
Ooh, I like it. So Evetta says since 2005, Dogs are 110, 87, and 7 ATS in the Sweet 16 and Elite 8, which make me feel pretty fucking good considering that I am on all but 2.
Me too.
2
I
dogs.
have 6 of the 8 dogs, and I have all 4 on Thursday.
Exactly. How's Chalk over there?
I took a lot of the favorites regression, but hey, last year the unders in the Sweet 16 and Elite 8 were 11-1, both first half and full game. So don't post that shit on Twitter. Let's keep it quiet in here. The unders. Let's go.
So you're
fake news mainstream out of here.
Yeah.
It's money line max plays.
We're in the circle. We're in the circle of trust, right?
Yeah.
We're in the circle of trust.
We're
right?
the scuba divers.
Whiskey.
Yeah, we're the scuba divers. So you're saying first half and full game?
Both, because I made a lot of money in the Sweet 16 and Elite 8 last year. Yes.
Because I like because it's a brand new neutral site.
Yes, correct.
All right,
So,
guys. Remember, the key to a show is not talking all at the same time. All right, the key to a show. If you had Jeopardy and every fucking contestant was answering at once, no one would watch the fucking thing. All right.
Well, that's why they have buzzers. We don't have buzzers.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, but we'll work on that. All right.
Lion King, Circle of Trust.
We'll work on that. You fucking Alex Trebek motherfucker. You all right?
Circle of Trust is from Lion King.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
I mean, meet the parents, man.
It's a circle of life.
Oh yeah, Circle of Life. Yeah, I forgot. It is me. It is Meet the Parents. Meet the Fockers.
Snork.
Yeah.
Mac is a Disney snork.
I forgot my movies, man.
No,
I'm not in April yet.
No, you gotta give us your West region, right?
Yeah, Arkansas over UConn, Gonzaga over UCLA. Gonzaga plus 360 to make it to the Final Four is still alive. Give me the Zags. I'm retweeting everything that Rob said. This is the year that everybody overlooked them, and I still think they can get it done.
Is there any chance that you and Rob were in Mark Few's car with his dogs? You guys powerboating, having wine coolers? I can see it happening.
All I hear is we are the dogs.
Let's go.
We are the dogs. I agree.
All right, so Final Four for me. Michael Creighton beats Kansas State. I'm a good husband. I'm diving into Michael Creighton. Let's go. Then I got the other side of the bracket. I got Houston taking down UCLA. Houston, Creighton in the national championship, and the Creighton Bluejays pull off the upset Kelvin Sampson becomes this close. I love you, Kelvin Sampson, but damn it, I gotta take what my wife says here. She's already hit for cash. I'm taking her picks every week on Creighton. Mac, what are you doing here? Give me your national championship. Give me your Final Four and how it goes down.
Yeah, so I got 2 Big East and 2 Big 12. We got the Big East Big 12 challenge. I'll go K-State over Creighton. I'm sticking strong on my K-State Wildcats. Had them in the championship from the beginning. I'm going to go Houston over UConn. I like Houston. I love Kelvin Sampson. It's a home game for him. It's in Houston. That gets me to Houston, K-State. Houston gets it done. I'm going to take Houston this time around. So, but hey, I might sprinkle someone that 35-1 K-State national championship right now.
I got to be honest. If Houston's playing in the national championship, they're probably going to win the fucking thing. It's in Houston.
It's meant to be. Jim Nance on the mic.
I'm taking Creighton for my wife, but my bracket says Houston, so I'm in a win-win scenario.
We root for K-State or Creighton.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Rob, what are you doing here? Walk us through your Final Four and the national championship.
Yeah, so my Final Four, I have Creighton and Michigan State. I'm going with the better coach who I can trust in a one-off game. Give me Tom Izzo, Michigan State, to make the championship game. And then I have a lot of stock in Michigan State, so hopefully that does happen. But I'm looking down at my other Final Four, and I have Houston, Gonzaga. I kind of already spoiled this one, but give me Gonzaga. I really like them to, again, I think they're flying under the radar. I think they have the guards everybody's overlooking. I know Timme gets his buckets, but he's not really spearheading that team right now. And then in that championship game, I'm looking at Michigan State, Gonzaga, and I'm going with the Zags. And hopefully that does happen because, again, I have some futures lined up with Gonzaga there.
There we go. Shout out to B Sip. He goes, happy wife, happy life, Dundee. I know all about it. Amen. All right. We're all Creighton Bluejays this March. Noah, walk me through your Final Four and your national champion.
Well, I hate to do it to all the listeners and fans because they've kind of already heard this Final Four before, but we're going back to Creighton, Michigan State. Nothing's changed. Back to Houston, Gonzaga. Nothing changed. I'm taking Creighton over State, Houston over Zaga, Houston to win it all. And as we know, since I've talked about it so much on this episode, they are all losing in the Sweet 16 game.
Talking that shit. That shit.
Then I just put myself down. That's self-deprecation. I just took all of that bragging from earlier and I said they would probably lose. So that's, it evens out, right?
Let me ask you this. Better chance at going to the Final Four. This Florida Atlantic or Princeton? Florida Atlantic, right?
FAU.
Yeah.
It's too easy.
Yeah.
It's too easy. All right. How about Florida Atlantic or Xavier?
I think FAU.
I think Xavier.
Xavier's got to go through Texas and Houston.
I think FAU. I think FAU.
I think if Xavier is able to beat Texas, they can beat Houston too.
But then they would have to beat Gonzaga, UCLA, or whoever comes out of the Arkansas UConn game.
That right side of the bracket's just absolutely loaded.
Yeah. So I think it's got to be FAU, folks. That does it for our show. I want to give a special shout out to wait, what the fuck? Oh, okay, there it is. You moved it up. You're moving shit, Noah. To Rob Donaldson. Shout out to Rob. Everyone give Rob a follow at RobDFB on Twitter, and also make sure you like his YouTube page. Rob, we really appreciate you coming on, and we really appreciate the whole year you've been kicking it with us in the chat, and it's cool. We're very grateful. And please come back and talk college hoops again with us, or any fucking sport. I don't care, right? Maybe we can even do the Jeopardy thing, the buzzer next time. But I appreciate you coming on, man. Plug anything else, by the way. Anything else you want to plug? Fire away.
No, I'm going to do a reverse plug, man. This is the best show for college basketball. If you are a fan, ties sports betting together. I mean, Max, obviously a great co-host, and you guys just rock it every single night. And I love coming in and shooting the shit with y'all.
Oh, thank you, buddy. Thank you. And you're welcome back at any time. Folks, also make sure you check out college basketball is, we're at the end of the run here a little bit, but don't worry. All year we're going to be talking. How many fucking players are in the portal? All right. There's already 700 players in the portal. All right. Yeah. Coaching changes. There's one every 5 minutes. All right. We're going to have episodes breaking that down in the off season. So don't just leave us in the off season. Also, I host the college football experience, and we go really deep over there too. I host an FCS show, FBS show, doesn't matter. We cover it all right, from the SWAC to the SEC, does not matter. Shout out to Ryan, Real Money Kramer too. Check out the Sports Gambling Podcast, and remember, April 1st, Pasadena Ice House. Come on out to that one. Also, me and Noah put together the college baseball experience, and the Spittin' Seeds guys. Those guys are fantastic. College baseball season's heating up. You're going to want to check out that podcast, because we gave out winners, and East Carolina is definitely going to win the national championship in that sport, because that's what they do. And also all of Moneyline Mac's work, NFL gambling podcast, the Ryan and Rush show. And there's been talk he's going to be on another show over here at SGPN in the coming months. So stick around. We got plans, and we appreciate the whole chat. We're gonna be back still with reaction tomorrow night. Don't worry, we're gonna be back with reaction. All right. So don't just tune us off yet. All right, let's go. Get the SGPN app in the App Store or Google Play Store. And also remember, we always talk college hoop, any sport, in the Discord, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. Look, if you want to know who's going to win the Baja 1200, you can hop in there, and we got you covered. From that all the way to college hoops, college football, NFL, does not fucking matter. All right. Could be an arm wrestling match or a cockfight in Tijuana. We got you covered. All right. Just hop in there. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. All right, folks, until tomorrow, man, this is such a great time. It's bittersweet though. It's bittersweet, because you're like, hey, this is the end of the season a little bit, but I don't know. I mean, show's got to go on. And my iPad's got to work at some point, because I'm just buying fucking time over here. All right, folks, until tomorrow, this is the college basketball experience. You better start thinking about yours, and we out of here.
Spit my darts, you get ripped apart. Save the cookie cutter mother for 106 apart. Guzzle your liquor while I sip your heart. You never dumb it down, dog. If you're smart, I throw out a couple of lines. Fighters are quick to cross. Fish you on a dick to lie. Piss you off, it goes tits and bras, lips and jaws. I use my common sense to see the bitch and all. Good thing you got the market corner. Kids and malls. Grip the red carpet as you slip and fall off. Another career spear. Thanks for trying to block. You get an A for effort and an F for shut the fuck up. Here's a hint. Put down the mic, you catch a glimpse. And keep them eyes wide when you see me. Mics, I seize them. So when you see him, you got a good reason to look. Catch a glimpse. A lot of these heads need to improve their improv. Talent's not a program you download to install. Quality spread through hard work, no involved. My peers respect me because I'm genuinely involved. Beyond gathering names to build up my buddy list. You decide friendships and pounds of suicide and bloody risk. Come equipped or leave empty-handed. They don't call me C's for nothing. See the camera? Smile. Click. Here comes the picture. You act like a child. Manhood don't fit you. I'll break your whole style down to a bumper sticker. I never need a gun to lift you. Here's a hint. Put down the mic and catch a glimpse. And